Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We got our generic digital world playmat. We got Impmon, Guilmon, and Agumon helping us out, along with the two decks that I had built for me and my friend. And today we are looking at the first Black Jumpstart deck that I have made. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. No pun intended. Starting out with the base, which will give you an idea of this deck, we got Hotmon. This is from the EX2 set. Your turn. While you have a Black Tamer in play, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP. So yeah, it's really going to work with this half, but I don't think that's going to be too hard to get a Black Tamer out with all the cards in the way that I have built this deck. So moving on from that, we've got our rookies. And we've got 4 copies of Monodramon from the EX2 line. He's a 3 play cost, 0 digivolution cost, 1000 DP. Active ability of on play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add all Black Tamer cards among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. No inherited effect. This one, it's going to be very niche for the deck because there are only 2 Black Tamers, since we're keeping with the theme of every single deck only having 2 Tamers. That said, this searchability will be useful. Also, the fact that we can put the cards in any order in the bottom, that should help us out because that's 16 cards that we get to just put in any order. That's a good chunk of the deck. So it works. It's not the best, but it works. And again, these are Jumpstart decks. I don't want them to be the best. The other rookie we got, one of my favorites, Haguramon. This one's from the BT15 set that just came out. 3 play cost, 0 digivolution cost, 1000 DP. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Machine or Cyborg trait and 1 Black Tamer card among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inherited effect, reboot. So here we go again. We're going to be able to search for those Tamers, get them out a little easier because we'll have them in our hands. The other cards get to be put to the bottom of the deck in any order, which is great. And it also gives the reboot, which is a thing that Black likes to do, and I do enjoy it as well because it allows you to swing in with your guys, and then they get unsuspended so your opponent can't attack into them. And if they've got blocker, you got some ways to block their stuff if you need to. Moving on to the champions, we have 4 copies of Strike-Dramon. This one's also from the EX2 set. He's a 5 play cost, 2 digivolution cost, 5000 DP. When digivolving, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 Black Tamer card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Inherited effect. When attacking, once per turn, if you have 2 or more Black Tamers in play, gain 1 memory. So I know this one is kind of like, why'd you put 4 if the inherited effect means that you need 2 Black Tamers to use it? I mean, yeah, but like, we're getting so much searching that shouldn't be too hard of a problem, because again, this is another 4, so we've gone from 16 to 32. That is almost the entire deck that we would get to search through and just rearrange the deck as we need to. So if we are having problems where we're not drawing enough of the other color, we can put those cards on top and the black cards on the bottom, so that we can kind of like modulate. Like it'll be a little weird because it'll be like let's say like red, black, as we like put them in 2 different piles. But it will help us. The other champion that we've got is Gardramon. 5 play cost, 2 digivolution cost, 5000 DP. Has the blocker ability. On player, when digivolving, by trashing 1 card with the Machine or Cyborg trait in your hand, one of your Digimon can't be deleted by your opponent's effects until the end of their turn. Your turn, while your opponent has no Digimon, this Digimon can't attack. Inherited effect, reboot. This is also from BT15. This one I felt worked with the deck because in this series, like, one of the kids did get Gardramon. He wasn't one of the main protagonists, but he did get Gardramon. So I felt like thematically this worked for the deck. Also, most of like the rookies, I think all the rookies aren't Machine or Cyborg, but once you get up to the champions and the ultimates, like this one's Machine, but we're not going to be able to use it by its own effect. But all the ultimates and megas are Machine or Cyborg, and depending on what deck this gets played with, some of those other cards might be able to use this ability too. And then we've got 2 copies of Cyberdramon from EX2. He is an 8-play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 10,000 DP. When Digivolving, you may play 1 Ryu from your hand without paying its memory cost. Your turn, while you have no Tamers in play, this Digimon can't attack. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, if you have 2 or more Black Tamers in play, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. So again, kind of risky with that inherited ability because we would need both our Black Tamers out. But as you've seen, this deck has like a great way of just searching. So hopefully we'll be able to get those out. If not, it's not a major thing, and this card even lets us play our Rio for free. So that's great. The other ultimate that we have is the other Cyberdramon from EX3. He's 6 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. No active effect, but an inherited effect of all turns. While you have a suspended Tamer in play, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. I was going back and forth quite a bit over which one did I want to put in. Like, because we could do 2 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these, 1 of these. I eventually ended with 2 of these because this one, it's got a bit more of a body. This one is cheaper to just straight play out. But the only reason why you would straight play this one out is because you wanted to get one of the megas out easier. And in that case, like, or maybe like in a situation where like you're trying to give your opponent a little less memory, but because we've got, every deck has at least 2 Tamers when it's fully built, because we're smashing 2 together, that have, if you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3, then I'm not too concerned about something costing a little more. And the other one is like, it kind of made sense to put 2 of these in here and hope that we can get both the Black Tamers out, because you've seen, we got some good searching going on. If you're rebuilding these decks, you can totally put 2 in 1. I decided to go 2 in 1 for this way, just because it kind of made sense to me, because basically they're more or less both vanillas in a way. Because if you don't get all this stuff off, like, we're just looking at the play cost for the difference. And I really just feel like having 2 of these for that extra effect could be very useful. Now we are into the megas, which, if you haven't caught on, this is a Justimon deck. So starting off, we got Justimon Critical Arm from BT10. He's an 11 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 11,000 DP. Digivolve 1 if name contains Justimon. When Digivolving, by returning 1 Justimon in its name other than Justimon Critical Arm from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to its owner's hand, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 9 or less. When attacking, if you have a Tamer in play, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Justimon in its name other than Justimon Critical Arm for a cost of 2, ignoring the Digivolution requirements. So yeah, we got some neat deletion, and then we can bring back another Justimon, which we happen to have in this deck, because the other one is Justimon Excel Arm from BT11. 12 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. Digivolve 1 if the name contains Justimon. When Digivolving, by returning one level 6 Digimon card with Justamon, without Justamon Excel Arm in its name from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to its owner's hand. This Digimon gets security attack +1 and piercing for the turn. When attacking, if you have a Tamer in play, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon card with Justamon in its name other than Justamon Excel Arm in your hand for a Digivolution cost of 2, ignoring its Digivolution cost requirements. So, both of them have that lower ability, but they also can both Digivolve 1 if name contains Justamon. So, we can go back and forth between the two for that one cost. Because it doesn't say what level it is. So in theory, we could Digivolve into Justamon Excel Arm for 1, Digivolve in, bring Critical Arm back to our hand, Digivolve into Critical Arm for 1, use the deletion ability, and bring this one back to the hand, and then do it one more time, so that in that way, that means we would have activated the security attack +1 twice, and that would have only cost us 3 memory. So even if we're at our bare minimum Tamer ability memory, we're going from 3 to 0, and we get a Digimon that can security attack for 3 with piercing. That's a pretty neat little combo we got going on. We've looked at all the Digimon, so now let's take a look at our first Tamer, which is Izzy from BT4. He's a 4 play cost. Start of your turn, if you have 2 or fewer memory, set it to 3. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. If all of them are black, gain 1 memory. Place the rest at the top of the deck in any order. Security, play this card without paying the cost. So, we are not often going to get that gain 1 memory ability, because we got, I don't know, a 50% chance of that happening, theoretically, because half the deck is black, half the deck is going to be a separate color. I suppose a little higher, because like ones like the green Tyrannomon deck that we saw does have some black cards in there. So it could be possible to pull it off. So you got slightly better than 50% chance of doing that. But the main thing to take away is that we get to place the rest of the cards at the top of the deck in any order. So another one that allows us to shuffle the cards in a certain way and give us a better outcome. And then our other Tamer has got to be Rio. It's a 3 play cost. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Drummon or Justamon in its name among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of the deck in any order. Your turn. When you attack with a black Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to have that Digimon get +1000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. Security, play this card without paying its memory cost. So yeah, this one's just helping strengthen the search capabilities, as well as give a little boost if we're attacking with them. Other than that, there's not too much to say about this one. Now we get into the option cards. Starting off, we've got a Blazing Storm of Metal from BT5. It's a 1 play cost main until the end of your opponent's next turn. All of your Digimon with Reboot get +1000 DP and blocker. Security, your opponent's Digimon can't attack players for the turn. Then add this card to your hand. So that stall, I like. Also the fact that we've got a lot of Digimon that have Reboot, like Hagurumon gives Reboot. So we have some chances to get some Reboot on our Digimon. And because of that, I feel like this one was a good cheap cost to put in the deck to help stop versus later, while still allowing us to attack. Because for that 1 cost, we could give a bunch of ours blocker and 1000 DP. We could attack with them as long as they don't get deleted. They unsuspend during our opponent's unsuspend phase, and they have blocker so they could stop some incoming attacks. So I felt that one was a pretty good card to put in. Then, of course, all the decks, we have blank memory boost. In this case, black memory boost. Again, we've looked at this one a lot. I'm not going to read it. If you want to read it because you haven't seen any of the other videos, which I definitely suggest you watch, because this is towards the second half of these, and it will make a lot more sense if you check the other videos. You can read it now by just pausing. And then another card that technically breaks this entire thing is we've got blue card, which is actually a white card. 3 play cost. While you have a tamer in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Main. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may digivolve one of your Digimon into one non-white Digimon card among them without paying the memory cost. If you don't, add one Digimon card among them to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Security. You may play one tamer card from your hand without paying the memory cost. So this one going to be very reliant on if you got a tamer, but all decks have 4 tamers, so we should be able to pull this one off fairly consistently. Again, it's a little bit outside, just like how we were with the red Tyrannomons in the green deck. Like, technically they count as green. This one technically is okay because you can use it with any color deck as long as you have a tamer in play. And this is this was from the series, so I was like, okay, we can allow this one. Is this cheating? Leave it in the comment down below. Let me know if you think that this is kind of cheating for what I have built. Then we've got 1 copy of Defense Plugin C. 5 play cost. While you have a tamer in play, you may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Main, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon gains blocker and reboot, and can't be deleted by your opponent's effects. Security effect. Security, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play one Digimon card with a play cost of 4 or less among them without paying the cost. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then add this card to its owner's hand. So this one, again, allowing us to cycle through some more cards in our deck. If we get the security effect, the main effect gives us reboot and blocker, which is great. And if we have a tamer of the other color of the Jumpstart combo in the deck, we can use this one still, because as long as we have a tamer in play, we can use it without meeting the color requirements. Then we've got 1 copy of Ultimate Slicer. 5 play cost, main by trashing 1 Digimon card with the Machine or Cyborg or SOC trait in your hand. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers with the lowest play cost. Security, activate this card's main effect, and this again is from the BT15 set. This one just seemed like a good way where maybe we're not in the best position, but we can always swing into some of our opponents' lower Digimon, perhaps, get them out of the way to make it so that only one of their big chunky boys is left. And if that's the case, we can then activate this card to trash a card in our hand and get rid of their big guy. There's only one in the deck because that is going to be a little difficult and situational, so I didn't want to overload the deck with multiple copies. And again, I would only put 2 in here, if any, because we want to kind of do a Jumpstart deck again and have a variety. So it's not too consistent overall, but you could make it better if you wanted. The final card in the deck, which is kind of like a Hail Mary, but very good to me, is Ultimate Flare. It's got a beefy 8 cost, but we get to trigger, during the main phase, Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon. This is from all the way back in BT5. Then delete all of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. So that's going to be pretty easy, I think, and very useful. We won't be able to Digivolve 3 off of 5 because it'll go from 5 to 4, 4 to 3, and then we won't be able to Digivolve any less because you can't Digivolve less than a 3 for these effects. But I think that this is a nice counter card in case we were in a very bad position where opponents got their level 6 out and we've kind of gotten bricked a bit. We can then play this out, reduce it from a 6 all the way down to a 3, and kind of give us a chance to delete it and then reestablish a board. Like, I think it's definitely a good card to put in there. There we go. That is the black deck that I had built. And again, it is a Justamon kind of deck. Like, I enjoyed building this. I think that it will do all right, especially with all the searching we'll be able to do and all the cycling and getting a deck stacked in a proper way. Like, I know it would probably be a little off-putting to the opponent if we like had a pen and paper and we started writing down the order of stuff that we put on the bottom of our deck. But we could definitely very well cycle through it all and then have meta knowledge of our deck of what is coming up next. The opponent would be able to do that as well. If you guys wanted to put that much effort into it, I wouldn't suggest it because, again, these are just kind of like playful kind of decks. But let me know what you guys think of this deck down below. Did I cheat by putting in the white option card? Let me know down in the comments. Before we head out, as we like to do, we've got a pack opening, and I managed to find these for cheap, so I picked up one of the special release memorial packs. I wanted these back when they came out. They seemed a little too expensive. They've now come down in price. I found in a store the Ties Growing Up, so I'm only missing the other 3. So any one of those would be nice to have. And they are from the base set colors, the red, yellow, blue, or green. So we don't have any black or purples, which is unfortunate because those are kind of my favorite ones. But let's see what we can get out of this. Really, any of the ones that I could get, I'll be happy with. Because if I get another Ties Growing Up, that'll boost consistency. If we get a different one, that'll also be fine. And we got Ties Growing Up. All right. So I like this because we can go over it. I don't have to search through it and tell you guys what it did. 0 play cost. Main, if you have a tie in play, you may place one of your Agumon cards from the bottom of its owner at the bottom of its owner's deck to trigger draw 3. Okay, read that wrong. You may place one of your Agumon cards at the what? I thought I read that wrong. If you have a tie in play, you may place one of your Agumon cards at the bottom of its owner's deck to trigger draw 3. Trash that Digimon's Digivolution cards. Security, add this card to its owner's hand. Alright, this is a little weird, weirdly phrased. Like, I feel like it should be, if you have a tie in play, you may place one of your Agumons in play to the bottom of its owner's deck to trigger draw 3. Because the way it is, that's a little weird. If it wasn't for the Trash That Digimon's Digivolution cards, I might even think that this was like, oh, I get to take an Agumon card from my hand and place it at the bottom of the deck to draw 3 cards. If I haven't said it, security, add this card to your hand. This is a nice one where you're getting to trade 1 for 3. So you're going like, technically with this one and the one, you are getting a +1 card advantage. We're going to say for 3 memory, because most Agumons have a play cost of like 3. So you play an Agumon down, you get to use on-play ability to do something. Then you play this one down, you send that one to the bottom of your deck, and you get to draw 3 cards. So you've traded 2 cards for 3 cards. It adds a little speed to it. Not sure how useful it is, but definitely cool. And it is a promo card. This is promo number 24, so still very early in the card game. And I do like the movie still that they used, because that's always kind of neat. But with that, we've finished this. Again, let me know, did I kind of cheat with that white card in the deck? Leave it in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a good old thumbs up, hit that like button. If you haven't, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. We upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And as always, until then, I will see you next time.